Hello, I'm Professor Edward Blakely. Some of you may recognize my name. I'm the gentleman that led the recovery in New Orleans to bring that city back from the dangerous disaster that occurred there, destroying the entire city and its infrastructure. The Katrina disaster in New Orleans was the first of many that happened almost in line around the world. In Japan, in China, the Philippines, they've not just been floods or cyclones, they've also been earthquakes, 120 of them in Italy, many more across Central Asia. These earthquakes, these floods, these dramatic events have left a wide path of disaster and difficult recovery. Here at the University of Venice, we know about disaster. Venice is built in a very difficult, fragile environment. And what we know now is the whole world is in a fragile environment. COVID-19 is certainly proof of that. We here at the University of Venice School of Architecture have embarked on an endeavor to teach and do research on the changes in the world's climate and other positions that are leading to these disasters and what we can do following disasters. But more importantly, what we can do both to prevent them and ameliorate them and adapt to them. This program is taught with real world life studies, many of them right in the Venice area. These programs are based on the three fundamental issues of a disaster. Where is it coming from? What are the factors that you need to understand in the environment in which you're living or working to build a program that recognizes the possibilities of a disaster of any kind? Clearly, you can't do that for a pandemic, but you can do it for many of the disasters that are physical. The second pillar is, what do you do at the time of a disaster? And that's true for a pandemic or for any crisis. The way you mobilize your forces, the way you mobilize your people, the way you mobilize your equipment, how you deal with that effectively to ensure lives are saved and the opportunities there to rebuild and restructure. Next is the recovery phase. And in that recovery phase, you not have to recover just the place the way it was. You have to position it for the things that might come soon or later. And more importantly, you have to make the place more resilient. This is the program we fashioned at the University of Venice. And Venice is the crossroads of the world. In Venice, we've seen it all over many centuries. The city is built around a very fragile environment. And that fragile environment is a case study. But we have many more case studies. We try to teach students and do research, not just in Venice, but around Europe especially, but globally, on how to deal with the forces and factors that we need to respond to deal with disasters of any size, anywhere. This is a program for professionals and people planning to enter the new professions that are shaping the world and the world the way it will have to be. Urban places will have to be transformed, and those that have been through disasters will have to be reborn. This is the program we're offering at the master's degree level and the doctorate, and professional courses just for professionals who want to come for short term. It is a program taught in one of the oldest learning environments in the world, a program taught in one of the most difficult to live in and work in environments in the world, but is also one of the most beautiful environments in the world. Come to Venice to learn about the future as you live in the most beautiful place from the past.